everybody. Welcome to live readings tonight. Hi, Deb. Okay, Deb. All right. Give me some more details on that. Deb said she'd like to know where her life is heading. Okay, so let me ground to your timeline and ground to your trajectory so I can get a read on that for you. I do feel a big opening in your timeline coming. Like you're on this timeline right now, and then it fans out and it opens up. And that is all your possible futures that are there for you to step into. And I want to get a better read on all those choices for you. Obviously, you're wondering about, let me put that in the question for you right now. I just typed in what I'm wondering about for you. If you're wondering about that subject, okay? So I put that in there for you. Just tell me what you think on that. I'm feeling nothing but lighter and, oh, okay. Okay, that's not gonna work then. Okay, then let me message you here. Okay, future in areas other than work is what I'm asking you about. I guess I don't have to message. I can just say it. I don't have to message you on here. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Oh, this is so great. Okay. Oh my God. This is the coolest thing that happened all day. I asked him a question about how I was going to feel after doing the live readings tonight, about 2 hours ago. And they gave me all these cards, but then the last card didn't make sense at all. The last card was this one, and it didn't make sense to me at all. I'm like, why are you guys giving me this King of Pentacles card? I'm like, that has nothing to do with my question. It kind of gave me a zap that it didn't belong with my question. So I just left it there because I was busy running around doing my other stuff. And I just looked over right now and they made this card jump out. So they were giving you a sign that this could be a choice if you would like to take it. So there is definitely other future timelines available with other partners available if you so choose to choose this in your future trajectory. So that was really good for us to get. And just a little sneak peek-a-rooney there that they wanted to put out of my 80 cards I have. They want to give me that one on the top of my deck and just have that waiting for you, since they knew you were going to be the first person to ask a question. So they already answered it. They do that all the time for me. They do that all the time. But they want me to read the aspects about that king. Okay, let me read the aspects about the king. Okay, we can work on the trust part. The trust part will be super easy for us to work on, believe you me, because your higher self will, for you, like the King of Pentacles, there's some aspects of that king that they want to discuss with you. And I'm so sorry. I'm getting so much of your heartache coming through to me. And I understand fully what you're going through. It's definitely, you're turning into a new person. Your soul is getting much deeper. You see the world in a completely different place than you did before, or different perspective. But at the same time, you're like over here, you know, a lot of shit going on and a lot of tears flowing. So I totally get it. You're getting kind of split apart right now, but that's definitely something for your, I know, Deb, isn't that cool? That's definitely something for your soul that is for the good of your soul. Okay. They're telling me old baggage is going away. They said, don't worry, because you guys have an eon together as far as you know, the trajectory of your life goes, and say, you know, did I screw that up? Was I supposed to do that? Was that supposed to happen? They're like, don't think backwards on any of that. Don't worry about that. Just think to the future, because you will be able to live it out on many dimensions. When you die someday, I forgot I have this glare. I need to put this in front of my light. You'll be able to live that out in so many dimensions, and you are eternal friends with this soul that you are having some issues with going on in your life that you're interacting with right now forever. So everything will get worked out in the non-physical after we're done with our lives. And, oh, I know what's going on. That's why. Sorry, guys. It's going to glare a little bit tonight on my glasses because my computer screen is really big. And in order to see your messages, I have to have part of my screen showing, and that's white. So it is glary on my glasses. I'm sorry about that. We'll just have to deal with that. So, okay, they want me to read the aspects of the King of Pentacles. So not regretting. They said they don't want you to regret moving forward and think, did I screw that up? Because, you know, that was a really long time of your life. And they said, don't worry about it. They said, follow that flow. And we'll learn more about that flow as you go along in your life. And the trust part, believe me, when you're with somebody that you can't trust, and then you go through different relationships after that, you'll know when you find the person whose heart is true and that you feel like you can move forward with. And that's something that we can definitely get into as you go through this experience in your life. More and more at later times. Okay, so, oh, an intent man. Okay. Okay, there could be somebody that's intent on getting you. That could be what we're going to end up having happen here. An intent man leans forward on his throne, is listening intently to someone. Okay, so he's going to be a good listener. He's going to be somebody that you can interact with and get through to. And I'm turning into this man's energy right now. And I really like his energy. He's definitely more communicative than what you are used to. You know, us women, we're always looking for those communicative men that can express their internal thoughts and emotions and feelings and interact with women in that area, because our brains bond by doing that, right? So, okay, awesome. And intently to someone, yep. He holds his staff in both hands as if to remind himself of his great responsibility. Oh, he takes the relationship as a great responsibility. So that's awesome. He's going to feel like it's a great responsibility of him to be a good mate to you. So that's wonderful. Okay. And you enjoy the finer things in life. So what they're saying is you two are going to enjoy the finer things in life together. So that's why I feel so much positivity out there. It's just really just calling you. It's really awesome. Although you want the best, you don't expect it to be handed to you. So they're saying you're also out to say, hey, you know what? This is a two-way thing. This is a two-way relationship here that I'm in, and I expect to work hard for what I'm getting. And they're saying they said they're giving you accolades as a soul now. They're talking about you and your life and how you're handling this. And they're saying that you don't just sit back. You work your butt off for everything you get in your life, and you always have, and that you're going to continue to do that and put your time and energy into something. And they said, when you put your time and energy into something, you're going to get something back for that, is what they're saying. It's time for you to get that back. They said, oh, that's so cool. They said, at this point in your life, you have worked hard and long and wielded your authority and talent wisely. So they are saying that you're making wise moves. And they said you would like to set down some responsibility. Okay, they're saying you'd like to have a relationship that's 50-50, not 70-30 or 80-20. Many of us women do have relationships where we're working really, really hard to get interaction back from our mate in the way that we would like to have. And they're saying that that's something that you would like to have moving forward in your next relationship. You'd love it to be a really equal thing. And that's why he takes his responsibilities seriously. I see you traveling. That's what I see you doing. When they said the finer things in life, I imagined you going on trips. So that was wonderful. And I do feel like he would have the affluency to be able to afford that as well. That was part of the description of the King of Pentacles. I'd be surprised if he's local. I feel like it's somebody you don't know yet that's going to come into your trajectory, a worldly person that might not. I'd be surprised if he lives in your hometown. I'd be surprised when I'm reading the energy of it. So another meaning for this card is they're kind of turning it around on you. It's about the guy, but it's also about you. They're talking about the situation with this card is somebody that is ready to rest on their laurels. They've worked hard and long, and they're ready to sit back and enjoy the fruits of their labor, of what they've put in to something and have it. I always think of it as you're on a surfboard. You've done all the paddling. You've paddled out to the wave, and now you get up on top of the wave, and then the wave just carries you into shore. Like they're saying, that's a chapter of your life that's coming now. They just downloaded that to me. That's so great. They said, that's what's coming into your life now. They said, don't accept anything less. They said, you put your bar where you want it and say, okay, that's it. That's where I'm putting it. That's where it's going to be. It's going to kick ass from here on out, or it's not happening. And they said, do that with everything in your life. And that'll really help that trajectory come in really effortlessly for you as well. They said, do that with everything, anything in your life. They said, even girlfriends, anything that you're putting all the energy into and you're not getting that energy back in a 50-50 thing. And if it doesn't feel good for you that you're doing that, then cut the ethereal cord and move on. They said, because what's going to happen is you're just going to bring in fresher energy. And what's going to happen is like your trajectory is moving around along about this fast, and then it's going to start going like way faster, which means that you bring in new manifestation results quicker. So we don't have to wait around for stuff to show up so much. Yeah, exactly. I'm so glad that this is ringing true for you. This is just great. Yeah, that's what they're saying. And that was you in the future. You said, this is just great. So they said, yeah. So they just said, so move on, girlfriend. Okay, now I want to pull a future card for you. I want to see how you're going to feel about all this. And I'm thinking 1 year out, but do you think we should go longer than 1 year? Because I don't know how much longer it's going to be until you're done with the juju stuff that's happening now. I want you to be clear of that and have a little bit of time to refresh. So I'm thinking 1 year out, but let me know if you think we should go longer than a year out. I'm going to check and see how you're feeling about things in 1 year. Yeah, nothing but fresh, beautiful, great, energetic energy. You're just going to start kicking it down. You're going to, the elders just said, you're going to say to yourself, oh, why didn't I make all these changes in my life earlier? That's what you're going to say. And so, okay, awesome. Okay, I'm going to go a year out. Okay, perfect. Yeah, okay. We're going to go a year out. We're going to see how you're going to feel about this. You say that now already? Oh, it's so great. I'm so good. I'm really tuned into the right timeline. I feel good about that. Definitely that I'm really tuned in. Okay. That's freaking awesome. Okay. You just keep going, girlfriend. It's just going to keep getting better and better for you. Okay. So I pulled the cards about how you're going to feel about this in 1 year. Wow. Okay. Looks like in the past you've had to deal with some nitpicking. This is being nitpicky. This is like, you know, onesie, twosie, who gets what? How are we dividing things or whatever? It's monetary and it's nitpicky and it's not good. Okay. And in a year from now, you're like, I'm just moving on. You are the Knight of Wands, which has passion and fire, moving forth with passion and fire and feeling like you're totally ready to go and you are really in it. Moving from your passion, not from this really slows you down and gives you kind of baggage. So you're through that and you're over to here in 1 year. So you'll be really feel like you're back in gear in a year. So you just keep killing it, girlfriend. Just keep kicking it down. Do you have any follow-up questions to what I just said, or does that bring you peace? That's great. Okay, awesome. All right. I think that's pretty good. I think we covered you pretty well for right now. And I think we're ready to move on to the next person. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope that really helped because, wow, I was reading that completely just cold because I've not heard one word. So I was really just in a bubble about that, which is a really great way to give you a reading from the absolute, just downloading what I'm getting from the ethereal for you. So I hope that really empowers you. So you just go kill it out there, basically. You are so welcome. Okay, Susan had, I think, let's see, did Susan give me a question? Are any of the beings communicating with me through clairaudience of a negative or lower frequency? Let's discuss that. You are hearing some things come through your mind and you're not sure if it's you, your imagination, or if someone's kind of pinging on you and bothering you. Is that what I'm getting? We always have energies around us of all frequencies. The ones that we are aware of would be the ones that are a vibrational match to our frequency, because we cannot experience anything that we're not a vibrational match to. And so we can jump up and down through the frequencies all day long, up and down, depending on where we take our thoughts. Our thoughts control our consciousness frequency, and those are controlled by our emotions mostly. So our emotions kind of drive where our frequency is. And so I would like to know more about who's pinging you, what they're saying to you, because that could be something that from your frequency, you were translating that as something negative, but it might not be that. Many times people in the non-physical dimension try to get through to people in the physical dimension, and the people in the physical dimension don't translate it properly, and they think that it's a demon and something like that, and it's really just like their dead relative trying to get through to them and trying to say hi to them, but the person is not aware of that, and so they have a little bit of fear about it. And if you have a little bit of fear about it, that's going to drop your frequency down, and then you're not going to be able to get the proper communication about that, and you're going to miss the messages. So I love to really nail down who's talking to people and what they're saying, because that can really bring us a lot of peace. Okay, physical contact with my body, use of my hands and face. For instance, here, I've been developing my gifts since 2019. I have been unsure of some of the behaviors done to me through this process. For instance, physical contact with my body, use of my hands and face. Okay, I'm getting positive about that. I'm getting someone saying, that they've been working with you, and I'm getting a very neutral energetic line with that. When I test the energy of that, I'm not getting anything dissonant. I'm not getting anything trying to harm you at all. I'm getting they're telling me you're kind of on a closed circuit, just like I am with the elders. The elders are kind of like a closed circuit with me, where it's like just me and them all day long, and like I'm not even aware of anything else in the non-physical at the time. They're just kind of on this private channel where it's just me and them all the time. And so they're kind of showing me that you are kind of on a really a closed circuit channel with whoever is working with you. I am getting, it's tough between spirit guides or angelic realm beings or aliens. Those are a lot. Those are who work with us the most. Do you have any, I want to ask you, do you have any telepathic downloads? If you take away the fear and you think about who in your mind you felt was working with you, and moving your physical body that can be a common thing that happens with people that are supposed to be healers, that are supposed to be healing. It can also be something that can happen when someone that, yes, you feel, that's great. Yeah. The physical interactions. Okay. So, okay, I get it. Okay, so that's where you're teetering. Yeah. So you feel very protected, but have not liked some of the physical interactions. Okay, I need a little bit more detail on the physical interactions so I can read the energy of those better for you, and we can see how we can align that out for you a little bit. So please give me a little bit more information on that. Okay. Yep, you feel very protected. Yep, contact of use. See, like using your contact with your body. Yeah. It could be somebody playing around. For sure. Someone's going like this. Somebody's going like this through me too. So let me see who it is. Okay. I'm just trying to feel who's all around you and who's pinging through to you, because I'm getting, it could be somebody else different that's jumping in now going, well, as long as you're looking for people that's working with her, I got something to tell her. So I'm like checking to see who's checking in and what they're saying. So please give me some more detail, Susan, so that I can tune in just to that. So, okay, let me pull some cards on that while I'm getting the answer back from you too. Not like some of the physical interactions, because I mean, the physical interactions, they can be really misconstrued. So I really need more details on that, because energy can come through in so many different ways to us. It can ping our whole chakra system. Okay, I channel. Okay, perfect. Okay, I channel. But at times, the use of my hands just pops up when I'm not trying to interact. Oh, okay. Yeah, that can happen. That can definitely happen. You are an electrical current in a body. I mean, you are electricity in a body. And so many times we'll have something go this or that or the other way, and we can't, that happened to me as well, where like, and I'm trying to stay in trance, and then like my body will twitch or something, and I'm like, I didn't twitch you. Let's see. I'm trying to, not sure how to word some of that stuff. Hand pops up when I'm not trying to interact. My hand just popped. Yeah. If you channel energy, like I have a girlfriend that when she channeled, her hands would just go like this. They'd just start moving. They would start tingling. And from there, she interacted into moving like this. And then from there, that morphed into healing with her energy. So many times people that are supposed to do healing work have a lot of things go on with their body when they start working with spirit. So yeah, if you can give me a little bit more detail, because I'm not sure, you've had so many interactions, which exact thing you're not comfortable with and where you want to go with that, and what your point is when you're channeling. What do you want to do from that? Who are you channeling when you channel? Who are you talking to? So there's a lot of extra details that would be important for me to be able to have, so that I can zero in on the right timeline and get you the right information. Otherwise, I'm kind of floating out there with a lot of different things right now. So I need to get that grounding information. So hopefully you can tell me that in a second. And in the meantime, I'll pull a card on what they want you to know about your channeling work, because they might have a message for you about that, since you work on channeling. That's really cool. Okay. Okay, I'm waiting for more details from you, Susan. Okay, if you want to text them to me, I can give you my cell phone as well. Oh, I think we are on the same page. I think my phone just pinged right at the exact second. As we're in tune today. That's just the best. Okay, yeah. That's so funny. That is hilarious. That made me snort. Okay. Yeah. Yep. She's going to text it to the phone so she can talk more privately. They gave me the Empress card for her. Oh, they gave me the shifting around card for her. So that is awesome. So something about juggling, that could be her hand popping up. See her hand popping up there? The arm is up. And then there's pentacles. So she's connecting with spirits when she's doing that. And then this is her as the Empress. So that's good. And the other two cards I got was moving ahead without thinking anything about it. So feeling good about what you're doing, moving ahead with your work and going through with things. So let me read her information. You can, they said to tell you about that. And I don't know what that one word means. So I have to Google one of the words you said to see what that means here. What does... Okay, so basically this message is about... Oh, cool. Okay, so she's working on some really high-level stuff with her energy, you guys. She's really into some really cool stuff here with really focusing her energy and bringing through lots of, you're bringing a lot of energy from source back in through your body when you're doing this work. So this is really cool. But they are saying that you are the one large and in charge. And so if there's something, okay, Lee, I'll pull cards for you too. Okay, so they're saying, ask them for more clarification. Tell them, see, sometimes I feel like, oh, okay. They are testing you a little bit. So they are purposely, some of those things, your guides are purposely testing you a little bit because you need to work on standing in your square and keeping your personal empowerment. And so they said, if anything makes you feel uncomfortable, make sure that, they said they're teaching you to tune into your higher self's messages. So at that moment, when something happens to you, if you feel uncomfortable, even if it's not something to feel uncomfortable about as you move forward, you like, I'll get to that in a second. But they said initially step one is to go, okay, dudes, I don't know what that is. I don't like it. So please don't do that to me right now until you explain to me what you are doing and why you are doing that. If I don't have an understanding of it, then we're going to cut that part out until I feel comfortable saying yes, moving forward with that. Okay? So that's what you have to do. And that's the test, because your higher self will tell you, hey, what was that? You need to get clarification on that. You need to ask them what that is. And so it's tuning you to your telepathic connection to you and your own higher self. So that's kind of what it is. It's like little side exercises. They're really working on your telepathy skills as well as your energy skills. They want you, they want you to be really telepathically connected to your own higher self and your spirit guides at the same time as you're working with the energy work at the same time. So you are just really doing a lot. Hey, Tammy, I can get to you. Okay, so yeah, so that's really big. Okay, let me see what she just said back. Yeah. She did say, I definitely don't feel in charge. And so that's what the lesson is. The lesson is to stand on your square and make sure that as you move forward with all of this, that you feel like you are in charge of at least saying yes to what they want to do. Even if you don't know exactly where it's going, you can say, okay, I'm okay with not knowing where it's going for now. And then in 5 minutes, if I don't feel good about it, then I'll just quit for today and back off. I know I've had stuff happen to me when I'm meditating, where I'm like, whoa, that was so strong. And then I just back off because I'm scared. So it's really common for us to take it in little baby steps when working with the power of the universe's energy through our small little physical shells. But once again, I'm not getting anything that is any kind of negative tormenting. You know, they just said, honey, your vibrations are way too high to be able to be lining up with really low level frequencies and energies, because you're starting from such a high level. You're going to remember, you line up frequency wise with where you're at the time. And so I would just let that part go and just work with, hey, Steve, thank you so much for posting my number. So that's the thing that they're saying, to do that. Yep. Yeah. Kick ass. All right. We just nailed that one. Okay. You're good. Cha-ching, check. Okay. You're good. Keep going. All right. You're going to kill it. I'll pull a quick card for you about how you're going to feel about all this work in one more year, okay? We're going to give it 1 year, and we're going to see how you're going to feel about it. They also just said, we're going to give it 1 year. They just said that when I said that back to you. So they said that along with me. We're going to give it 1 year. Okay, how are you going to feel about this in 1 year? Oh, super cool. Another card with your arm up. This is the best. So here you are. I got to get this with the virtual camera here. Oh, I think if I put it closer to my face, you can see it easier. There we go. So here's you with your arm up, except for this time you're connected to a hawk. So you know who you're communicating with in a year. You're going to feel better about that. I can slowly move it to the camera so that the camera can see it bigger. If I put it really, really close, it loses it because I'm on virtual background. And then the sun card is the happiest card in the deck. And that also can stand for 1 year. So, and this is you, you're going to have to zoom in on her facial expression, but she is very focused, and she is bringing the energy in through her arm down into her body, or she's very determined on what she's doing. And she's able to focus on this one small thing with this hawk here. So she's able to focus her energy much better. And they just said she's able to focus her energy much better in 1 more year. So you're going to be killing it in that area. And I do feel like this is for healing purposes for you, to be able to be a healer. Even if you're just healing the grid of the earth, even if you're just bringing in these energies and holding space for them, then sending them out to the earth grid, whatever it is, you definitely have a cool calling. And I just got a whoomp about your future. You have a huge future sitting out there. It's like, whoomp, it's just like big. So I think you're moving into a new chapter for the Great Awakening as well. Oh, Clarice, how about Clarice? She's telling me to ask. One time I was working with my spirit guide at night in an out-of-body format, and he told me there was 2 pieces of like an outlet. There was like this piece and this piece, and I was going to put them together and plug them in. And my spirit guide said, no, don't do that. And I did it anyway. And I went like that, and I connected the circuit, and all of a sudden it was like a defibrillator hit my body. It was like, boom! It was so much energy. And I just blasted back into my body. And when I hit my body, I bounced 2 feet off the bed and landed back on my bed. And I was just laughing. I'm like, well, I guess I learned my lesson about not listening to my spirit guide. I should do what he says explicitly and implicitly and not second guess what he tells me. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, she is a being popping in an elemental. She said it in regards of being good or bad. She knows I have questioned her nature. Oh, I don't have any problems with Clarissa's energy. I think she sounds great, but she can be playful at times, playful and whimsical. But you are very connected to her because you're connected to nature. You are super connected to nature's energy, the elementals in general. Ooh, okay. This is a big part of how you're supposed to work. You should be working with these elementals like all the time. Like you should just check out of regular human life and just go into this beautiful land of the elementals and just float around all day, girlfriend, because that is who you are. You can bring so much whimsy and beautiful divine feminine energy to the earth if you interact more on that plane. So, of course, I'm not serious that you should completely check out of your life, but you should definitely check in more with them. I love elementals. So, yeah, she's all great. She can be playful and joke around, but they're just joking with you. So, yeah, you just go kill it. Okay, so next up was Krysta. I have not been feeling connected for too long, and I'm struggling to find alignment. Okay, my household has so many ups and downs. Okay, well, they said that's because we're creating the ups and downs. I know, it sucks so bad. When our frequencies vary, then our reality varies, and I'm just working on that too. I just fine-tuned myself to a new level. What I did last week is I said, okay, from now on, I like everything. I like everything all day long. I like it. So I'm like, I love this wind. I love this beautiful winter. I love the ice. I'm walking on pure ice from an ice storm, and I'm telling myself, I love the ice. I love everything. And really trying to tune myself to the frequency of loving, because what I want to do is I want to love every moment of my entire life. And so I'm trying to love everything in my entire life, every moment of my entire life, because I know that's the only way to manifest that I love everything in my entire life. So that is something that I feel is can also connect to your situation over there. But they're saying, yeah, you said yes to what I said. Yeah, right, exactly. So they're saying, in order to even things out, they said you have to first even yourself out. And they said, now, if you haven't been feeling in alignment, now we need to align what's unaligned. So that's the thing. Yeah. Yep. You can text me now. Okay. Yeah. We need to get tools to align what's not aligned. That's what we need. So my tool was, I'm just going to manually tell myself I love everything that's going on in my life all day long. I love it. Love it all. And when I catch myself going back to my old go-to frequency, I'm like, oh, no. I love every moment of my whole day, every day. And so I'm in that reprogramming stage right now where I'm having to tell myself to manually think those thoughts. But I know that I'm going to get awesome results. And I actually started immediately getting results from that practice. Like the next day, I started having new things pop up that I knew were a result of that new frequency. So, yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. And we have Tammy. Yeah. Don't have time to love a reading just to check in. Okay. Well, I'm open to, okay. So you just want me to do just a generalized, how things are going. Okay. Tuning to your trajectory. I just saw that you have been at your new place for a year. And when I read that, I really liked the energy of that. Now when I'm connecting that in with your future, I think that is starting to gain more momentum now. I feel like to get to this point, you've worked really, really hard and pushed through to get the momentum started and going. And now I feel like you're starting to get some speed up. And that's with your career. The career part is starting to really speed up and keep going. How have things been going in that area? Do you feel like you have any questions about any choices to make in that area right now? Or do you feel like, I just know where I'm going and I'm just doing it and it feels really good and I'm just going to keep going and keep working deeper and deeper into that trajectory that's calling me over there. So answer that question back for me, and I can help tune into what part of the generality, and if they had any messages of the day for you. But if you have something more direct that you want to ask me instead, we could go with a more direct question than a general what they want to know right now. I love it. Just a check-in. Yeah, just a check-in. Yeah. Energy-wise, I feel like you're pretty anchored where you are right now. I don't feel a calling for you to relocate at all. Geographically, it feels good for me where you are right now. And I'm testing your past experiences that you've had lately that I'm tuning to. And I feel like you have a lot of good things popping into your trajectory on a continual basis. And they said that some of the time you work to make those happen as well. Like same thing, when life isn't exactly the way we want it yet, sometimes we have to manually actually do things to be able to make some of those things come into our reality, and that you are willing to do that. If something isn't quite perfect, you try to line it up so it really does feel better. And that's going to really pay off for you. Okay. And I just got another question or an answer back. Okay, this is from Krysta, so I'm going to jump back to Krysta and then I'll finish your trajectory. So if you have time to give me any more details, Tammy, in the meantime, that would be great if you want to fill me in on anything else that you want me to know. Okay. 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 That's a big bunch right there. That's a big bunch of stuff right there. Let me see what this, there's a term you use, I don't know what it means. So let me Google that quick. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, interesting. Well, I got a dissonant twinge about what they're saying to you after that year. And they're saying, they're saying blah, blah, blah to me. No, I'm saying no to that. No. Consciousness therapy I feel like consciousness therapy, leading you to the right information through that area. The elders are saying, yeah, the second paragraph or the second box down, when he said, that doesn't make you feel good about that thing is definitely a red flag as well. Definitely a big red flag. And that's just because you're out of alignment in the other areas. And so you're just trying to find alignment. You're just struggling trying to find alignment. Like, I mean, I'm not here to solicit, but I'm just saying, if it's in your budget, I think we could really kick some ass together on some of this stuff, because coming from the all-knowing realm and working on aligning could really help you get going in the other direction. And hey, Tammy, and little steps at a time. They said one thing that you do is that you do a little bit of work and then you look to see if it's working. And if nothing happened or nothing changed, and you're like, oh, that didn't work. So they said that they want to work on you with that. They want to work on you with the fact that it takes a while sometimes for the grid to fill in, as Abraham Hicks says. It takes a little while for things to switch around. And so don't freak out. They said that's just a tremor effect. If something pops up that seems like it's from the old stuff and you're like, oh, I don't think I'm really getting this. No, just stay the course, believe it. They said you really have to believe in yourself and believe it until it really starts to take form. And they said, now, the further you are down the other road, the longer it's going to take to get back to the other way, building momentum back the other way. They said, like Abraham Hicks says, if you have a train going 100 miles an hour one direction, you can't stop that on a dime. And so the reality, what's happening is what's showing up right now in your reality every day is your past. What you've been thinking and doing for the past year is probably what's coming up now. Sometimes it goes back 10 years. Sometimes it goes back your whole life. But your go-to frequencies you've been on are the ones that want to keep popping up. So it takes a while. So what they're saying, you're just putting the brakes on the train right now. You're at the stage right now where you're putting the brakes on the train. The train hasn't really stopped and really shifted over yet to start creating consistently the new things that you want and to align your consciousness on the new go-to frequency. What we have to do is we have to align your consciousness to the new go-to frequency. And the people are on the right track that are helping you, but they don't have enough consciousness knowledge to understand some things. For instance, you have to keep your thoughts aligned on a new frequency for a good 30 days straight and manually catch yourself and shift yourself over to that frequency in order for your brain to start giving you new thoughts. Otherwise, your brain will go back to the frequency it was on yesterday. When you wake up in the morning, it'll start at where you ended yesterday. That's what I call your go-to frequency or your set point. We have to move your set point over to something different so you start manifesting different realities. And when that's a process, okay? And through that, also, they're telling me some health and wellness things for you too. There could be more health and wellness things happening that can help shift your alignment as well. There are some things that are pulling you out of balance. So we would have to go over your physical shell as well. So ask the universe to lead you to that. If you want to work on your own, this is assignments I would give you on your own. I would say to line up with your physical shell wellness and ask the universe to give you nudges about what foods you should eat, what foods you should stay away from, what things to do to feed your body. They're telling me tea is really good for you. And those old thought habits are real strong inside of you, but mental and physical realities that we want to create are all available for us to create the way we want. And we do not have to accept any limiting statements made by any practitioners. Okay? Hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. And you just gotta hold the line. And like I said, I would love to help you more one-on-one with that. If that's in your budget, if it's not, then we'll find some free stuff for you to keep going through. I really do love the Abraham Hicks videos on YouTube. They helped me a lot when I was starting to work on all this stuff, and the elders led me to that for my training. It was very, very helpful. So yeah. And I love how you're getting the messages. See, now you are already in tune with your higher self and your spirit guidance, because you're saying that you're getting repeated messages about it. So that's the stage you're at now. You're basically at the stage of, hey, I got to change my track. My train's on a track. I got to change it. Now we need to get you the proper tools so that you can change it. And you did something, and maybe that started to work and that started to help you. I'd need more details on exactly, what they were doing with you. But I do feel like that was about a 30% strength as far as the strength of help that you were getting from that. And you really need more like about 80% or higher. And so we need to beef up the source of the help so that it's a stronger help. They said they need to catch you sooner, because you get a little bit of help and then you go off and then you kind of struggle, and then you go back again and they give you a little bit of help, but it's only about 30% effective is what I'm getting. And so we need to get more effectiveness, and that can help with just understanding how the universe works and the physics of the universe, and all that stuff should be able to help you understand how to redirect your life in a purposeful manner. And you can so do it now. And also remember, little baby steps, okay? And don't get set back if you don't feel like anything's happening right away. So yeah, so that's a lot. You've got a lot going on, a lot to reverse in your momentum with your trajectory. And so good for you for asking that today, because I really feel like it's a pivotal time in your life. And I do feel like you definitely need to get that train to go in the other direction, because you've had about enough of it and you're ready to make those changes. And if those changes don't start happening and you don't feel like you're getting somewhere, and they said, you already made a change. You came to the reading today. Ta-da! You're already listening, and you already got your message, and you already responded positively. So see, they said, check out those things. Check that off the box. Hey, I kicked ass today. I talked to the all-knowing realm directly about me, and they're telling me some stuff, and they're agreeing. Yep, you got to, you know, we want to get you more on track so that you feel like you're really moving in that right direction. So hopefully that is helpful to you. Okay, so hopefully that helps. And if you need anything else, let me know. I think that otherwise I'll close you out for right now. I think that's all good. Let me go back to Tammy. I'm wondering how you see this new modality that I'm adding will be received. Well, I already just got a woof of positivity about it, that you're supposed to be doing it. Can you give me some details on the modality that's new? I really need to hear about that so I can test the trajectory on that. I'm thinking through my mind. I'm going red light therapy, magnetic therapy. What are you doing? What's the modality? So send me some information on that and I'll read it. And I'll read it for you. That would be great. I did get, like I said, I got a woof of positivity. Okay. Beyond quantum healing therapy. Whoa. That's got a lot of energy. Is it called Beyond Quantum Healing Therapy, or are you saying that it goes beyond quantum healing therapy, or it is quantum healing therapy? Like, which one of those is it? So I can get even more. Quantum healing is really cool. What quantum healing is, you guys, to explain that until she gives me a clarification answer here. Quantum healing is the scientific term for instant healing. It doesn't have to be instant every time, the elders are saying, but what that means is that you're realigning the science of your own body, the telomeres at the end of your chromosomes. I mean, you can add time to your life. Yeah, that's the life. That's the name. It's using past life regression and other modalities to help people heal. Using past life regression and other modalities. Oh, that feels awesome. I love it for you. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yeah, it's so big for you. Your energy is so divine feminine right now. You are just emanating this beautiful divine feminine energy, and it's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And they say now in the next few years, it's going to get a lot more popular. This modality will really come through bigger as people understand what it is and how connecting to their entire selves really helps them. The elders do want to say that there's no such thing as a past life. And so they said, you know, your clients might not be ready for this concept, but you are. So they'll explain it to you. You probably already know, but past lives they're all going on at the same time. So it's other aspects of them that you're pulling in. So think of them as they're often different dimensions doing all these different lives at the same time, and that you're pulling in everything they're learning from all those other dimensions that they're currently fractalized into this one. And absolutely. And yeah, it's big. Let's pull a card on how you're going to feel about it. Should we say in 2 years? I think we need to give you a little bit. Let's give you 2 years to get that rolling because of the timing of the Great Awakening of the planet and everything. I think we should go 2 years out. I'm going to pull a card on 2 years out for you. How long have you been doing it for? And are you doing it yet right now? Are you currently doing past life regressions yet? Right now. So that's similar to what I do when I do the deep dive. When I do the deep dive on someone, we go into their past lives. And what Tammy does is she'll put you under hypnosis or a state of, I hope I'm saying it correctly, but yes, it is like it's a state of consciousness where she can tap directly into the form of you that can give her information. So most of the time the people are tapping into their own higher self and letting their own higher self speak through them, which we tap into all day long and we're in tune with all day long, but she gets you into a state of consciousness where you can find out lots of information about yourself in a direct manner. I could sit and do that all day. I think that's just the coolest thing in the whole world. Yeah, that's awesome. You see it the same way? Okay, awesome. And you're still in training? Okay. Yeah, it's great. One of my other wonderful clients also just got certified in that too. I think it's really going to become an up and coming thing in the next like 10 years. I think it's really hot. Sure, Steve, I'll put you on the list. Okay. So, all right. Okay. I'm asking for 1 year out for you, Tammy. I'm getting Okay. This one goes with it too. Okay, so they're saying back and forth, back and forth. So this is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So this is like the people's, I'm trying to get this on the camera right. I think the closer to my face it is, the better it starts out that way. Okay, this is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that is the people, their past lives, the things they're doing, the perpetuations that they're perpetuating. And this is you as the practitioner, and you're throwing out a pentacle on the side there. You're tossing a pentacle out of the tray. And what that means is that you are getting rid of their baggage. Huh? The baggage that they've been, they said a really big part of your therapy will be to, they said they're gonna send clients to you that have been carrying the same baggage for many lifetimes and aren't really getting anywhere. And that's why it's the leveled off back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So they said each practitioner kind of has their own wheelhouse for what type of clients are sent to them. And so they said for you, they're going to be sending you people that have been carrying the baggage, and it's time for them to get rid of it because of the Great Awakening. They have to toss that extra pentacle. They got to toss their baggage out and get moving on. And so they just said they've got to toss their extra baggage out and get moving on. There you can see the pentacles being tossed out. They got to lighten their loads. So these are the specialized type of clients that are really going to be benefiting from your work, and they're going to send quite a bit of them to you. And this is you in a year doing the happy dance. So you're like excited and happy to be doing that work. So, and the journey too, the soul's journey, the Fool card is about the soul's journey. They said, read the Fool card, Google it online. What does the Fool card mean? And they said that you'll download some more messages about what that means too. So yeah, all really good. I definitely am excited for you to continue on with that. It's really going to anchor your business. I think you're going to get a lot of depth and bandwidth, to what you're offering your clients. And it's definitely going to be a wonderful addition to your practice. Yes, I was thinking about that for you a few minutes ago as well. So I'm glad I saw this. It's been so long I forgot that you texted me. Yes, I was thinking about that as well. I was thinking that you might have a question about that as well. Let's look into that. Okay, so with that part of your reality that you're manifesting right now, they are saying that, they said, there will come a time. So there's a time and a place. Looks like it's already predestined. I feel the intersection happening in your timeline. I would say, I'd be surprised if it takes longer than 3 years for that intersection to come into your reality and come into your trajectory. I'd be real surprised. And when that intersection does happen, see, the reason why it hasn't happened yet, I feel like you need to add some of this other stuff to your business before that intersection happens, because it's creating you to be the most powerful version of you, that when you feel like you're there, you're like, oh, I'm complete. I am so complete right now. I am so killing it. When that happens, then that other thing will happen, and it's being held off until you get to that part. And this is so common with my clients. I get this all the time, that because of the Great Awakening on the planet right now, we are holding off on certain intersections in our trajectories until our consciousness gets to a certain level. And that is because once we move forward with that intersection, it's going to be manifested in a higher plane. If we get to a certain consciousness level, then this result is higher. And we are saying we don't want anything but the highest result. And so therefore, we have to wait till we get to here, and then this thing can come into our reality, because it's helping the planet ascend quicker and faster if we're not allowing anything to happen until, they said, well, a big part of it is leaning on something else. We don't want to be leaning on anything else. Many of us are independently becoming our highest version of ourselves before we intersect with other interactions, because that is helping balance the divine feminine energy of the planet. when we do that. And what we want to do right now is we want to bring in as much divine, we want to power up the divine feminine. And so what's happening is individual people are powering themselves up because that adds fuel to the divine feminine side, which is intuition, use of our extra senses, using our psychic abilities. All that comes from the divine feminine part of the universe. And the power, physical power, being able to really go fast, make cars go fast, making the best engines on the earth, creating airplanes. All that stuff comes from the divine masculine part of the energy of the planet. And so we're bringing that into balance now. And so because of that, a lot of us have soul contracts that we want to get to our highest individual frequencies that we feel we need to get to. It's a predetermined thing for us on an individual trajectory. And then we can move into the collective in that frequency. So that's why that intersection is a little bit out for you. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Next was, I think we were on to Patricia. No, Lee. Lee is earlier. Okay. Lee wanted some cards pulled. Okay. Tell me what you want them pulled about. Would love to have cards pulled. Yep. Okay. Yep. Because you are next. I've got Susan and Deb done and Krysta. And so going to Lee. Lee had some questions, but she didn't say what about. So what do you want me to pull the cards on? And I will pull them. And then I've got Patricia. Wanted something pulled for her. Okay. So do you guys have anything specific you want me to pull it about for you? Let me throw on a piece of firewood and we'll, oh, they're already on. Okay. I guess I just put little ones on. Okay. So is there anything particular that you want me to ask, or do you want me just to do a card of the day and a message of the day? Let's see what they say. For Lee. Whoa. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Alignment. And oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. A home. See the home in the background and the multiple cups and alignment. So they're saying, and this is a happy scene. It's two women talking and chatting and they're like super happy and okay. Okay, Lee. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Got it. She said she's feeling like she's moving forward and shedding old energies. No real specifications. Okay. Yeah, they're talking about that you've been doing really well following your alignment when it comes to all these decisions you're making over here with some things having to do with homes. They said you are making aligned decisions. They said you really are coming into alignment on that. So they agreed with you. They said, you know, they feel like you're moving forward, shedding your old energies. They're definitely talking about that with you. They're really focusing on the alignment. And they said that after you get, they said the next thing you need to concentrate on is getting all those things with those things here. They said, just start checking it off the list like you have been doing. You're doing really well with following your alignment on that. And they said, after you get that up and running again, they said, you're really going to feel like you're working like a well-oiled machine, like your manifestations and your consciousness is just working like a well-oiled machine. And they said that you've really, really done a lot of work in the last year. And this is where you were. This is us working on bringing ourselves back from something that doesn't feel so great. This is some swords over you, resting over you. But they said this is your higher self. And they said what you've done is you've united with your higher self. Your higher self is much louder now. The messages from the higher self come through to you much louder and much better than ever before. And so they said they want you to really work on continuing they said in your alone time when you're like doing chores or you're driving in your car, they said your meditative states during the day. When you're in your meditative states during the day, You can work on really feeling your connection to all of the etherical realm and the non-physical guidance that's around you all day long. And they said really opening up think of opening up your crown chakra. They said that'll really help with some of the things going on with your physical shell right now. If in those quiet times, think of taking your, like we can allow this much energy, or we can allow like this much energy into our crown chakra. So they said, think of opening up your energy coming into your crown chakra and really just living in a shower of divine light all day long. They said, just imagine yourself walking around and you're in this beautiful beam of divine light all day long and really connecting in. So that's the next thing that you need to do with your consciousness. They said, after you've been through all the juju, they said last year was just turmoil. They show me like you're just being kicked around like a tumbleweed. And they said all of that was stuff that was going on. And now they said you're at the calm of the storm. They said you're in the needle of the hurricane. They said, but don't worry, there's no other half of the hurricane on the back half. So they said you're in the calm now. And so they said that's what's really going to come out. They said the word of the year for you is serenity. That is the word of the year for you. They said you will be coming more and more into a state of serenity. And they said approach the things that are still up in the air that you need to organize around you with serenity. So they can feel serene, even though they're not organized the way you want them yet. And everything hasn't completely shifted out for you yet. And you don't really know for sure where everything's going to end up. Approach it with the consciousness of serenity. And they said, if you practice getting into that mode when it's a quiet time during the day, when things get busier, the other time of the day, you can still hold on to that frequency, and that'll keep it much more even killed. And then they said, then you won't be, oh, get out of here. I have a PMK on my crown chakra right now. I have the PEMK on my crown chakra right now. Get out of here. That's so awesome. I think that she's referring to her MagnaWave machine that she has, and that she's doing some therapy with her crown chakra today, right now. That's so freaking awesome. Love it. Yeah. They said, you're ready for that now. And they said to hold the frequency of that's what they want you to work on next. And that is where you are moving to. And they said, what's going to happen is it's going to squelch all the storms. Like the storms won't be as bad and they won't last as long. Exactly. That's what I'm doing too. So namaste on that. Yes. Well, the physical pain is because you're holding on to frequencies that are not yet on serenity. Okay. When you start living on serenity all day long, your body also becomes more serene. So that's why they want you to open up the crown chakra. You're ready to open your crown chakra. When you open your crown chakra, you let in more divine energy into your physical field, which can heal your body. Get it? That's one reason why they told you to do that. So you have to slowly, and they said, your body isn't ready to release it all at one time. So don't expect it to. They said, just peel little layers at a time. Just keep going as you're going. They said, for you right now, little teeny, indy, weeny baby steps every day with the physical healing. And they said, pretty soon you'll look back on it. They said, for you, you might even want to keep a diary and like look back on it in 3 months and go, wow, that's where I was? I didn't even realize it, because you're going to take little teeny baby steps every day that are going to go through so well for you that you'll be like, wow, I just effortlessly got better and better and better and better in an effortless manner. And I just took for granted how much better I am right now than I was 6 months ago. I didn't even realize, because it's so gradual that you're not recognizing how much better you're getting. Should be the deal. And let's pull a card on how you're going to feel about this after a year of the year of serenity. Let's see how you're going to feel about this in 1 year and see what they say for that. Okay. Well, they're talking about people around you. So I don't know how directly they answered my question. So they said this, which I have to get the camera to find it. Okay. This is going forth, thinking thoughts directly to someone else. And I have to try to get this on here. There. So thinking thoughts, that's you. And then the guy is someone else. And it's like a mind-to-mind connection there, like really connected mind-wise. And so that wasn't really what I was asking about. And then they gave me this card, which is the King of Pentacles card again, which is once again interesting. I'm like, okay, that's a person. And then they gave me the Moon card, which is my kind of murky card. And then they gave me the Magician, which is an awesome, awesome guy. So it's kind of like some of this things that have happened in your trajectory is what they're referring to, I believe, here. And then this one is something that is somebody not taking action that should have taken action. And this is what this Moon card is back here. And the initial King of Pentacles card was about this person in your trajectory not taking action when they should have. Okay. And a year from now, all that stuff is gone away, and this is where you're at. This is the Knight of Wands. So this is going forth with passion and fire, feeling really good about where everything is and feeling directed. And all those cards I just pulled, they just feel like old baggage. When I check in out a year from now, they're all old baggage gone away, and this is where you are now, which is super cool. It's a really great place to be in. Going forth from that's alignment. And they said, if you noticed, we started her reading off with the alignment card as well. I can't find it anymore, but they started off with the alignment card of the Ace of Wands. And so those two cards kind of go in hand in hand. This is somebody that's acting from that place of alignment. The wand in the card kind of signifies alignment and working from passion. So they love it. So that's going to be, you will have moved on from a lot of stuff that took up a lot of your trajectory in 2025 by the start of 2027. So looks all good for you. All right. If you have anything else, put it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to my next person now, which is Patricia, if I recall correctly. Patricia was next, and she was wondering if I could pull some cards on her. Absolutely. And I don't think she gave me any specifications, so I will go with what they want to tell her. They're talking to me now. They're kind of saying she kind of is wondering about her future and what's coming up for her in her future. So let's see what's going on for you. I don't know, Patricia, if you're going through any particular changes at this time, or if you've been through your changes and you're kind of done with your changes. So if you can comment on that for me, that would be good. I think you moved recently, right? From one town to a different town. If I've got that correctly, I think that you did relocate already, which would also mean that you probably shifted your career as well. Oh, I think, you know what? I think you told me lately that you were going to training for a new career. You commented on one of my posts in the last year, and you said you were going to training for a brand new career. If I have that correctly, I think that's what you said, which is really cool. And when you told me that, I felt good energy for you moving into that. I felt really good for that. When I feel like when I'm reading your past, like if I go back for your past 8 years or so, I feel like you were working with too many men in your past, and that your new career, that's what I'm getting energy wise. Like that's what I feel like they're telling me. They're like too much masculine, divine masculine energy was in that other field of work. And I feel like the new field that you're moving into is more you. It's more, it matches you better. And I think that you're definitely going to feel good about that. So let me check and see what they want to tell me for you moving forward into 2026 versus a check-in at the end of 2026. I think you need a check-in now to see what they want you to know today. So I'm going to just give it up to them. They said, Don't worry, we're in charge anyway. That's true. I don't control what cards they give us. Doesn't really matter what I ask. They're going to say what they want to say. They say what they want to say anyway. Okay. Ooh, they're giving me a cheers to you. Ooh, Hierophant and cheers to you. That was really awesome. Okay, Hierophant and my 10 of Cups card, which is cheers to you. If I start from further back and move up slowly, that's the best way to do this. There. So, yeah, Hierophant and cheers to you. Okay, they want me to read the Hierophant card in the book and see what it says. I've got to figure out how to do this. I think I need to hold it close to my head because it's zeroing in on my head. So there we go. Hierophant. Now they're talking about the Hierophant. They're talking about like you hearing your higher self speaking to you, you being in tune with the higher realms. The Hierophant is about knowledge and wisdom. For me, it's about knowledge and wisdom from our spirit guides. Like that's what I get much of the time when I get that card. But there's something specific about the Hierophant that they want me to tell you. So let me find that message and see what they're saying. Okay. A leader and teacher. Ooh, a leader and teacher. Okay, so they might be telling you that you'll be stepping into a role where you'll be more of a leader and teacher to others, and that might be why they ask you to give you the nudges to change careers as well, because you might have and you might not have a job. They want to specify you might not have a job where you're teaching others in the job, but just by interacting with other people all day long, we teach other people. Just by being ourselves, just by being who we are. Okay. Brings to the great cathedrals of the past, incredible poems of glass and stone reaching toward heavens. This is a symbol of humankind's greatest achievement of understanding the physical and spiritual worlds. Okay. A view of the universe. Okay. All that there is to know, both physically and spiritually, and lies beyond. Okay. So they're saying what you're working on is uniting your knowledge of the physical and the spiritual. They said the more you bring that together, the more you marry that, the more aligned you'll feel on earth. They said if you feel separation, that means you're too focused into the physical. So if you feel alone, if you feel vulnerable, if you feel any negative emotions in your world around you, they want you to focus more on the spiritual aspects of the universe and like listen to spiritual podcasts, listen to Abraham Hicks on YouTube, bring in more of that and marry that together, and that will make you feel more empowered. And they're giving you cheers to you on how you're doing with that as well. And so that's a really good sign about what you're doing, the choices you're making, the individual choices that you've been making. They're giving you a congratulations. And I think I'm supposed to also read that card too. So let me get focused back on this. Yep. Looking at these elements on 3 levels, we see in the background is a knowable universe, the humankind's understanding and utilizations of this knowledge. And finally, the passing on of that knowledge to individual people. So that's what you're doing as a soul, okay? So you're bringing in the elements and wisdom of the universe. Then you're incorporating that into a human body and understanding that as a human. And then you're sending that out to others. So they said the last chapter of your life will be taking a lot of your knowledge and wisdom and passing it on to other people in ways that you don't even realize, but that's kind of where you're at. They said you've been on a journey. Your life has been that's kind of been like the timeline of your life, bringing in information, ingesting that in a human way and figuring out what to do with it, how to incorporate it and find peace in your life. And then the last chapter of your life is moving into this area where you'll be passing on your knowledge of your journeys to other people. So really cool. Okay, and what's the 10 of Cups? So let me look up the 10 of Cups for you too, because there's something in the book that they want me to read you. Oh, sorry, it's the 9 of Cups. I'm like, wait, this isn't the 10, this is the 9. I always call this one the 10, but it's actually the 9. Like, that doesn't match. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, in his comfortable home. So you're moving in toward a time in your life where you will have a comfortable home if you don't yet already. An innkeeper. Okay. Comfort. Salutes his comfort, abundance, and good fortune. He's invested in creating a welcoming place for others and a secure situation for himself. So security is big for you. Security in your home, feeling that you're in a secure home. And they're giving you cheers to you on that. And they're saying, you know, you're doing well on working your way through times in your life where you have not felt secure and you're getting more settled in. So it looks like that's going to start getting better as well, if it hasn't already. Maybe you'll end up buying a house. It says, so you have, this man has found his own way and hence has much to share with others. See, they just made that jump out again. But of course it means woman. This woman has found her way and hence has much to share with others. So you are gathering information, and the purpose is now to turn around and, I don't know, they're also connecting your next life with this life too. So I'm not sure how much of all this gathering is for this lifetime and how much of it is for your next lifetime after this one as well. So you could be some of that too, where you are still on the ingesting portion of your life and bringing it in, and then you'll be putting it out and giving knowledge to other people as well. But all of that feels very much moving forward for you from where you were. And hopefully that now to end it, I would like to just quickly see how things are going to be for you in 1 year, what they want you to know about 1 year from now. So let's do a click on that just to make sure that you got enough information today. I want to make sure that you feel aligned with your reading. Let me do a quick check-in on 1 year out from now. What things are going to be like in 1 year. Following your path. Following through. And then feeling like you've really got the ball rolling in a certain area. Okay, to a new career. Okay, so they're saying here that they've been leading you on the path one step at a time. That's the Hierophant card, which is, I'm sorry, this is the Hermit. Leading you through the darkness. You can't see where you're going unless only one more step at a time, one more step at a time. It's kind of like we're going on a blind path and our spirit cards are going, go here, move here, do this. But they don't tell us the whole ending to everything. So we're kind of just going through our steps in our lives. And then this one is some tougher times, but that's not in a year. That was in your past. Some tougher times, tough decisions you've had to make, some things you've been through that weren't so easy and weren't so great for you. And this is you feeling like you have been through most of that and you are ready to and they're saying what's calling the loudest to you as well. This one says more than the other nights. That's the first words in the card, and it means what's calling you the loudest. So they're saying you've been going to what's calling you the loudest, and a year from now, this is you with a different job. Whoops, upside down. This is my card for people doing a job that they really love that helps others. And so you're going to feel like you're well on your way, or you already are doing this new career, or you're on something new. I think this is all with your job, and you're a satisfying job. This is because that card is for people that do something where the people in the card are going, yay, yay. So they give me this card for people going, oh, satisfied clients, satisfied customers. So they're doing a job where they get to feel like they're making a difference in the world and helping the world in some way. So that's where you're going to be in a year. Super awesome, super good. And one more thing they wanted to bring up was this card, which is kind of like you hunting through want ads, hunting through job things, kind of choosing what you want to do and deciding if you want to do something. And I do think that will be, I think in a year from now, you're going to be really sure about where you're going with those other two cards we just talked about with this. So you're going to feel more planted even more firmly planted in the path that you have chosen, and you won't be like, maybe I should change, maybe I should do this, maybe I should switch to that. I think that's going to be less in the forefront, and this is going to be more in the forefront. So you'll be ready to keep exploring this new thing that you've decided to do. So hopefully that is helpful for you. If you have any follow-up questions, you can put them in the comments. I'm glad that resonated with you, Lee. Okay, I think the next person on the list we had was Steve. Steve had a question about update on his investment. Okay, let's see what's going on with it. Do you have an update for me first that I can work from and read the energy of and see what's going on? Has anything new shifted since the last time I checked in on that with you, or not? So I can try to get you even more detailed information. Every time I talk about that, it always feels like it's building and building and building, ready to go, you know, like it's just going to go at some point, as opposed to a tragedy happening and like it all just going away and not even being there anymore. Like, I don't feel that. I always feel the momentum and the momentum and the momentum and building, 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 and then pretty soon it's going to go, you know. So I still feel that. I don't feel like anything has shifted or changed on that trajectory. As far as timing goes, I'm having a tough time with that right at this moment, trying to feel when that, and if what they say, I do feel like what the owners are saying is on the right trajectory and in the reality that will happen in this dimension. I don't feel like they're going to change that story. I feel like I know like they're working on something. They're working on putting something together. And I feel like that will happen. I don't feel like, but I feel like the time-wise, in between, they're showing me a block of time in between when they started talking about and when it happens. And I do feel like that's longer than what you had originally thought or hoped it would be. There's a little segment in there. But I do feel like it eventually comes to pass into this trajectory. And when it does, they're saying, since you're creating your reality, and in this dimension, it can happen at any time, because it could happen at a different time in a different dimension, and the one time in this dimension, because we're really in charge of our whole dream that we're dreaming, even though it seems like someone else is doing something. Yep, for sure. Every time I read that, it feels like it's definitely, I'm in 100% agreement with you on that. And so they said, the timing of when, they said it's really not a matter of if, it's really more a matter of when for them right now too. That's what they're saying. And they're saying because you have created it that way. And they said you also creating it that it's going to happen for you at just the right time. So that you, once again, your higher self is saying, you know, I want to get to a certain point. They said the same thing as the answer was for Tammy. I want to get to a certain point before that interjects with me, because I want to feel good about where I was and what I did completely on my own and manifested all these things on my own without help, without too much help, you know, and then I can move on. And so that's kind of what they're saying, is the timing will be created by you, your higher self, to be the perfect timing for you. So they said, just understand that your work in the meantime is to just keep enjoying every moment of every day. They said, do what Holly does. Just keep saying, I love this. I love this moment. I love what's happening every day. I love my life every day. They said, just get up and say, I love my life. And they said, the more you do that, the more it'll bring it to you faster in your reality in this dimension. So yeah, hopefully that helps. The when part, boy, I mean, I could even see it happening within the next 12 months, but I just don't know. They said it's kind of out in the ether, because it does kind of line up with choices that you're making now, because it's all linked into your reality. And so they're kind of holding back on telling me, because they said, like, if they gave you, they said, because the future is malleable and it is tied to his own creation and how he's creating, how it falls out in his reality for him, that if we told you too much, that would lower his consciousness now, because his choices must be based on complete spontaneity, so that they give, they said, so that they have the most merit. So they said, just keep choosing the choices. They said it would be fruitful to say it is going to happen, though. They said they want you to, they said, celebrate now. They said, wake up every day as if it already happened and live in that day every day. It happened. It's like, you know, it's already here. It's great. I am this. I am that. I'm so excited for that. What am I going to do first? And they said, you know, that's it. Definitely, they're recommending that you can freely, happily just live like that. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I saw that. Okay. Actually, just asked, what is the most important thing for me to know over the next 6 months? Work, relationship, finance. Well, they said that, yeah, they already knew that. I didn't read that, but they said the same thing they just said, you know, wake up every day and say, I am loving my life today. I love what I've manifested. I love what I'm manifesting. I love everything about my life. I love everything about my day. I love this 50-mile-an-hour wind. This is great. I love it. The earth has the power to bring me this wind. That they said, just do that. They said, practice the same thing that Holly's practicing. And they said, it'll be really fun to see what shows up, because they said they want to remind us that the frequency we're on is the only frequency we can manifest. So, ta-da, ta-da. They said, so just line up with that frequency and really, really be it and really concentrate on it. And, let's see how you're going to feel about all that if you do that for 6 months. Let's do a quick 6-month check-in on that and see where you would be in 6 months if you do that in 6 months, or how you would feel about having done that, if that's what you choose to do for the next 6 months. Interesting. The World card, that card, and resting on your laurels for a while. Okay. Okay. They kind of gave me, I think they kind of gave me a card for every aspect of your life. This is your relationships, and this is the soulmate card, which is my awesomest card in the deck. It's like really my happiest card to get about relationships, because it means that two people are really having a meeting of the minds and they're really getting along wonderfully and great. And so that, hopefully there you can see that well right there. So that's that card right there. And then is this card, which is the manifestation of what we want to happen, and it's all in the world. So it's like big focus of the whole world. The person is in a big perspective situation, big perspective on everything. So that would be, you would feel like expanded. They said you would feel expanded if you did that for 6 months straight. You would very much expand yourself. And then this is the Knight of Pentacles. Now, just hint, Pentacles do stand for money. And it would be the King of Pentacles. So that'd be pretty good. Well, they said live like that. They said you'd still feel like that even more. If you live like that every day, that you are the King of Pentacles, then you will be the King of Pentacles. So keep being the King of Pentacles every 6 months. And once again, they said encrypted just enough so you can't tell for sure what's happened. They always do that. So yeah, but good though. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. So yeah, just be the King of Pentacles. But they said you would feel more like the King of Pentacles, though. They said you would feel so certain. And they said you'd be able to test the frequency of that and really intuitively feel it coming if it hadn't come yet by then. I would be surprised if it comes in 6 months, but I wouldn't be surprised what happens in the next year. I would like 9 months or so. I kind of feel like an exclamation point out about the 9-month mark. So that'd be good. So we'll see what happens. If that's the case, I think we will wrap this one up for today. Thank you so much for everybody that showed up. And thank you so much again, you guys, for coming and participating.